Okay, so back at Last of Us, the audio audio recording the mic apparently failed. I don't know, the Elgato software just crapped out, I guess. So I'm recording this after the fact.
And you were joined
by Nolan, who has beaten this game before.
Yes, I played through this on the PS3 when it first came out, and I've been telling Niall for years he needs to play it.
Yep.
Finally decided to do it. So proud of him.
Yeah, and once I'm done with this, then I can go in and play Zodiac Age, which is another... Final Fantasy 12 is another game I've been meaning to play through for years.
I've also beaten that one.
Yeah. I would imagine that game has a bit more of a graphical improvement than this remake did.
Yeah.
Look at his sleeve. Firefly.
Yep. These guys aren't doing well.
It's basically just a texture improvement for this.
Yeah.
Molotovs.
Yeah, so you're gonna find, I'm like frustratingly like slow and careful when going through rooms full of clickers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Well,
I take my sweet time.
I feel like the reason I didn't join you for your initial just playthrough is I feel like I would be frustrated and I'd be like biting my tongue trying not to tell you like, ooh, go over there or get this or whatever, which is not something you really want.
No, I do have a tendency though to make sure I get, like, I always have a shiv.
Yeah.
Like, I will find another way to kill clickers.
Mm-hmm.
If I only have the means, if I only have the one shiv and I don't have the means to make more, because I always want to have one when I encounter one of those shiv doors.
Right.
Because there's always so much good stuff in those.
I hate how, like, your shivs break, but Ellie has this indestructible switchblade.
Which, I would have a much easier time breaking that switchblade. Is it a switchblade or a butterfly knife she has?
Either way, I mean,
yeah, either one.
Scissors, or half a scissors, really, doesn't have any moving parts. There's no weak point on that blade. Unlike, you know, either a switchblade or a butterfly knife. But yeah, that's something that bugs me when I watch playthroughs of games that I'm familiar with. Is I hate when the player doesn't explore the area to find consumables and stuff. It's like, well, yeah, no wonder you're so low on ammo. You didn't look for any.
Yeah.
You know? You just run through an area. I'm like, there's so much stuff to be had in this area, and you didn't get any of it.
Now, the reason I'm low on ammo all the time is because I'm a terrible shot.
Well, yeah, there's that. Well, this game is designed, especially on harder difficulties, they force, you know, ammo scarcity on you.
Well, and I get the ammo scarcity thing, but, like, the shooting mechanics are not real clean in this.
Well, it's kind of part of it. I got pretty good at getting headshots fairly often.
You ready for half an hour of me trying to get through this room?
Oh, it takes you that long, huh?
I think so. Spoiler.
Good thing this fungus is bioluminescent. I would rather deal with clickers than the stage before them, though.
Really?
Yeah, they're easier to sneak around. Like, clickers don't have any vision.
Yeah, that's true. But those other guys can be strangled to death.
That's true.
Oh yeah, this room was like one of the shining examples early on of how the AI just ignores.
Oh yeah, they
Your
just ignore your
companions.
party.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe on harder difficulties if that's not the case, but yeah, I'd seen playthroughs where Ellie is just like runs right in front of a bad guy,
Yeah.
and it's like, all right, I guess I don't have to worry about her at all, so just ignore her.
Yep. I mean, it would be really unfair if
It would be. It would get. I think it was actually the better option, having the AI ignore your party members than have your party member, because you would get caught all the time through no fault of your own, and that would get.
Oh yeah, and I was trying to figure out what the hell that was.
That was rain coming through, apparently.
Yeah.
And so that would get very frustrating. I could see where this is the better option.
Yeah. Well, I think the best option would be for them to run, if they could have programmed it so that your party would run to cover.
Well, we'll see in the second one.
Yeah. That's the reason I decided to play through this, is that they announced the second one. Just because I was like, well, I'm going to want to play through that probably. I should probably have beaten the first one.
Probably so. One thing I do like is later in the game, Ellie does come in handy where she'll, like, if you're grappling with somebody, she'll run in and stab them or something, or
Yeah.
if someone's sneaking up on you, she'll shoot them in the head, things like that. So it oh, there's an infected in here crying.
Yeah.
I hate those things.
So, Nolan, do you prefer bricks or bottles?
Bricks.
Yeah? Why?
You can bash enemies over the head with them.
That's true. Bottles make more of a racket, though, when you're trying to just, like, make noise to draw
Yeah.
infected.
But if I'm looking around, if I don't have or actually, I'll usually just pick up a brick and have it in hand, so I don't waste a melee weapon. I got a brick and just bash someone with a brick. It helps your baseball bats and pipes and stuff last longer.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand why the galvanized pipe, like, you can only hit someone with it like 7 times or something.
Well, I don't understand why you can only use a baseball bat so many times. It takes a lot to break a baseball bat.
It does. And it also takes a lot to break a galvanized pipe, so.
It takes even more to break a galvanized pipe. So yeah. Yeah, the durability of things in this is,
like, I get it.
really bad.
I get it from a gameplay perspective.
Yeah, I mean...
But, like, I wish there was more of an explanation for that. And then it's raining again.
Yeah, maybe not. Don't open that one, the clicker's standing there.
Yeah, this is me trying to figure out how to get that thing away. And I realized I threw the bottle too far.
You need to scour the area for more shiv parts, I guess.
No, what I do is way better. Once I get to it.
The anticipation is killing me.
Alright, now I'm doing something.
Uh-huh.
So. I think it was... So I was like, alright, he's away now. Like, nope, okay, I have to kill him apparently.
Like, because it comes right back?
Yeah.
With friends?
No. Not any more friends that are like on the normal patrol. And then, like, I tried sneaking up on him,
Got your
and
throat ripped out.
I must have bumped him or something, I guess. It didn't look like I bumped him, though, did it?
I don't know.
Alright. There we go. Way better. I had to pull the gun out just in case one of them decided to come towards me. I was like, screw it, let's just go loud on this.
You think in this world anyone eats mushrooms still?
Anyone eats Mexican?
Mushrooms.
Oh, mushroom. I can't hear you that well over through the headphones.
That's why I have it only on one ear.
Well, you know. I just realized something.
Oh, so possibly anyone watching isn't hearing us anyway?
No. What they might be hearing is the audio track twice, basically, for the game. But they won't now, so I might just have to mute the audio from the game up to that point. Should make it real easy to sync, though. And there we go. Now I'm out of the room, Nolan. And that somehow didn't make enough noise. You ever drop an aluminum ladder? Or
Yeah.
steel ladder?
Yeah. Jesus Christ, go up the ladder.
Well, I was trying, because she wasn't doing it. And then it won't let me up until she goes up. Like, I back away, she's not going. I'm like, what the heck am I doing wrong?
You were too close, Niall. Jeez. Give a girl some space.
Yeah.
She's a princess, Niall. She had a crappy life until a man came into it.
Oh, he's referencing the Wreck-It Ralph
The Wreck-It Ralph 2 panel.
2 trailer. That came out, what, yesterday? Or
Well, I don't know if it's out for the public. All I saw was IGN reporting on what they saw at the animation panel at D23.
okay.
It was like secondhand. I didn't even get to see that. It was like them quoting what was going on.
Right.
Which way we going, Tess?
Yeah, Tess, which way we
Capitol building
going?
in this direction.
Right in the knee. I would be afraid of punching infected in the face.
Yeah, what if they bit you or you hit their tooth and it cut you?
Yeah, that's my big concern. Is like, yeah, what if you cut your hand on their teeth?
They're recently infected. Those soldiers must have just turned.
Which means there's more in the area. We gotta go.
How do we get up over this truck?
Using a box on
With a
wheels.
piano. Oh boy, Shiv parts.
Dude, I remember you got so frustrated with all the boxes on wheels in Uncharted 4.
Did I?
Yeah. You were bitching about it, especially in the pirate town. Spoiler, if you haven't played through that.
I don't remember.
Yeah, oh yeah, I remember you bitching up a storm because you're like, that makes no sense that would even be there.
Oh, I was bitching about the anachronism.
You're bitching about the anachronism, and then at some point too, you were also complaining you were just kind of tired of the mechanic.
I don't really remember.
I think in the first episode of this, the first time I rolled a dumpster or something, it was like, oh, it's just like in Uncharted 4.
Yeah. One thing that does kind of bug me is the overhead door mechanic and the roll-up door mechanic.
Oh yeah, we're about to see it, dude.
I'm like,
Firsthand.
that's not how these doors work.
Like, this chain should not be on the outside of the building.
Yeah, there's that.
B, roll-up doors are not heavy.
No, they're very easy to open, actually.
Even when they're
Unless the mechanism's messed up.
Yeah.
Okay, double time.
But even if the mechanism's messed up, it just means that, like,
They're coming.
it'll be a struggle to open the door, but it won't slam shut on its own.
No. They don't fall.
Yeah.
Like, they're designed so that they don't fall.
Right.
And they're designed so they're very easy to open.
You got something on your
So
shoe.
it's just... Yeah, it was kind of... I was like, did these gamers... They're the people that make this game ever use one of these?
Yeah.
Okay, how do we get out of this place?
Let's find out.
Good to see this garage is wheelchair accessible.
You're immune?
That's what she believes.
Well, how were you bitten? I mean, you must have been...
So
With
do
a
you-
mouth?
Shouldn't to find an infected.
Shut up, Noel.
Yeah,
So do you find out by the end of this what
I was in this.
caused the fungus?
You sneak out?
You know,
Like where it came from?
Oh, where the cortis... No.
Oh, really?
I was in the mall when I ran into infected.
I was like half
place
expecting
is
it to turn out to be like some kind of
How the hell did you get
bio
in there?
weapon or something.
No, that's not revealed in the game.
That's
Anyways,
annoying.
One of those.
There's some kind of big story reveal at the end, right?
Yes.
That's like a big what moment.
Yeah.
Were you with
Like-
Nolan when you were bitten? No.
Straight up,
I went to her for help afterwards.
Bruce Willis was a
Knowing
ghost.
her, I'm surprised she didn't shoot you.
No.
Love
It
it.
was something I was calling before the end, though. I was like, I know what's going to happen here at the end.
Oh, okay. So how long is this game? Because
I don't remember. It's one of those things, like, I feel like it's short. Because I went through it pretty quick, but I was playing it a lot. You know, I wasn't putting it down.
yeah,
And but every time I've watched the Teens React series on this game because it's pretty entertaining.
yeah.
And it was like 15 episodes. I was like, was the game really that long? And I was like watching through. I was like, geez, there's so much of this game I kind of forgot about. Just because it was like there's so much. Like I remembered this area vaguely, but I forget how long it was, or how much time you actually spend in an area, or like certain details. Like oh man, there's
Yeah.
like just a bunch of the game that I just
'Cause
forgot all about.
Where I'm at, and it might be spoilers if someone's watching along in this series and hasn't played through themselves.
Because you're a weirdo like Niall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but where I'm at, as I'm recording, because there's a couple episodes actually that didn't record the mic audio, which is annoying. So I'm not using the Elgato software anymore for that. But anyway, where I'm at is I'm about to go get the battery out of the military truck in that town.
I thought you were beyond that by now.
No. I've only recorded like 4 episodes of this at the point I'm at.
I thought you were, geez, I thought you were at least in like Pittsburgh. But like, there's a bunch of stuff that the area that you're in after that is Pittsburgh, and there's a bunch of stuff that happens there that I was like, oh man, I just forgot about.
I know. I remember the scene watching you play it. I remember the scene that is
It's an old museum.
that is why you're on foot in Pittsburgh, basically. Like, I don't want to ruin that scene. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's right after you
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah, it's the next cutscene after you leave the place I'm at. And got a shiv. Oh, yeah.
There's also like things I remember happening that don't happen in the order I remember them.
Yeah.
Like I remember I was wondering, like, didn't this happen? And then it would happen later. Like, oh, okay, that was a different part of the game. I just
Alright, watch your head.
forgot where they were.
I mean, Naughty Dog makes a bunch of interconnected set pieces for their games.
right.
I'm alive. I'll make my way around.
Look, they're here!
Tess?
Run!
Tess.
So, we're in Boston right now?
Yeah, you're in the you're in a museum.
Right. Like, the museum in Lexington and, Fallout 4.
Right.
I was like, oh boy.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
I heard that coming up behind me when I was playing. I was like, uh-oh.
That's where headphones come in handy.
Yeah, dude, this game is real creepy. That scene, the part where you're going through the, like, half fallen over office building
Uh-huh.
is real creepy with headphones on, because you can hear the building creaking and stuff.
Tess. Tess.
Yeah, well, when you were in the subway, I was hearing like them moving around like in from ear to ear.
Yeah.
Ah, red solo cups.
So, there's a big story or plot point that happens. I don't know if it's by the end of this episode or if it's in the next one, but it was one that I was totally calling.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's very obvious if it's what I'm thinking.
Well,
Like, it's something that like has to happen. That you're like, I mean, just look at the cover of the box. Like, yeah, that happens.
yeah.
So I was watching, I guess in this version, there's a, you can watch the cutscenes with director commentary.
Oh yeah.
It's commentary from Neil Druckmann, director, and then also get his name suddenly voices Joel.
Oh.
And I think what's her name voices Ellie too.
Crap. Yeah.
God, I can't remember his name suddenly. Yeah. But anyway, they were talking about just different things like how like they had played like they never ever confirm it in the game, and they just they decided to play it like Joel and Tess were a couple, but they just never mention it.
Yeah.
You know,
Troy Baker.
yeah,
is
Troy
the name
Baker.
we
I
were
was like,
looking
there's
for.
a T in there somewhere. And then like the what's his name? The guy in that town that owns that town that you go to.
Yeah.
Like they decided, because there's hints of it, but it's never like flatly stated that he's gay.
Bill.
Yeah, they never like come out and just say like outright say he's gay, but they hint at it, and so like the actor had come to him like, well, is this character gay? And he's like, I don't know. That was like Neil Druckmann's answer was like, I don't know. What do you think? Well, I kind of feel like he is based on some of the stuff in the script. He's like, so play it how you want it, man.
It's funny. So, like, every time I come to a puddle when playing this game, by the way, I just, like, stop and look at it for a second.
That's dangerous.
I know, but Naughty Dog's just gotten really good at doing water effects.
Well, they've gotten, at least for, because I know the architecture of the PS4 is different than the PS3. They were the first company to, like, really figure out how to use the multiple processors.
Yeah.
So they would have like a whole processor just dedicated to water effects. You know, and so they were able to do some really impressive stuff graphically, whereas other companies hadn't figured it out. Were just basically utilizing like 2 processors or 1 processor or something, not knowing how to utilize all of them, and early on anyway.
Yeah, once once Sony came out with the documentation that showed companies how to call in the different processors and how to you make the different processors do different things. Games in general for the PS3 got a lot better.
Yeah, I remember, like, they were something I was watching or reading or something. They talked about in Uncharted how they had like 1 processor doing water effects, 1 doing the physics engine, 1 just animating characters, 1 doing lighting effects, like 1 loading textures. You know, they were like just slew off different processes in different places, so they were able to to do more.
Because the PS3 and the PS4 both use an 8-core cell processor. 1 processor is constantly running the OS for the PlayStation.
Yes, you can't use that one.
And then 1 processor is held in reserve for some reason.
In case you need more RAM, I guess.
It wouldn't be RAM.
Well, I know, but I mean, it's like it would take off.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I could tell, it's just sort of like there in case something happens to the primary core that's running the OS or something like that, from what I read. I don't know, I'm not a computer science major, but well, that's what I was accepted to UNLV as.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I switched before I started. Before I started that first semester, though, so.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, so the games basically have like 6. On the PS3, you had 6 like 1.6 or 1.8 gigahertz processors to work with, essentially. Don't come here. I have a brick.
That last noise sounded like a dying dog or something. A little
They probably recorded that from a dying animal, I would guess. Oh, and this is me trying to figure out if it's worth popping open shivving open that door.
Yeah, dude, you get that sweet-ass uniform in there.
Are there any doors that are not worth shivving open?
Probably? I don't know.
Because I think by this point in the game, there's like 3? Maybe?
Yeah.
That I've opened?
So,
And they've
I
all
mean,
been really
they're
good.
usually full of, materials. Usually, as I recall, most of the cases, you're going to get materials to replace your shiv anyway. Most of the time. So, yeah, I tend to do it. Like, one thing you really need to do is upgrade your shiv durability.
Yeah. I need a workbench, though.
Yeah, but it's like the first things I upgraded was durability.
I upgraded... Let's see, I think the first things I upgraded was the damage output from the autoloader. Because, like, a headshot from the autoloader doesn't kill an enemy for some reason.
Yeah.
It doesn't kill a clicker anyway.
Well, they have all that fungus armor.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess maybe if it's like, oh, well, they don't need their whole brain anyway to function. But, like, that fungus ain't gonna do shit against a 9mm from 10 feet. I mean...
I saw a t-shirt that was, it was Mario, like, redrawn to look kind of like Joel, and then all these, like, toadstool people coming at him like clickers.
I was gonna shoot that guy, and then I realized I can strangle him and not waste ammo.
I'm fine. Guys, get in here! The girl!
Shit.
Help me out!
That guy kind of looks like Hitler.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. It's the hair.
Yeah.
It's the hair and the, like, brown-green coat he's wearing.
You're watching your ass.
Get back!
Stupid pillar.
I'll knock you down. Bring this whole place down on top of us all. You should be able to grab that bus and smash it over their head.
Yeah. That was the thing about Uncharted fighting. Is there was always
especially
a lot
in
more.
4.
Yeah, there's always a lot more like environmental
Like,
usage of stuff.
I remember when there was
That fish
that
market in
bizarre, that
3
fish market guy grabbed that fish and started hitting the guy with it. I was like, whoa, how did I do that? That was so cool.
in 3.
Was it 3 or?
That was in 3.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
thought it happened. I thought it was also in when you're in Madagascar in 4.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, you do fight in a market in. Is it Madagascar?
Yeah.
How are you holding up?
Just a bit winded.
Look this way.
Might have been
This will
Zanzibar.
get us to the roof.
Or Zanzibar? I don't know.
It was one of those islands off Africa. Both of those are islands, right?
Zanzibar is not an island.
Oh, then it was Madagascar.
Pretty
Gotta
sure it's
find a
not an
way
island.
across.
yeah. Don't quote me on that internet.
That's our building.
You get comments like, idiot, don't you know where Zanzibar is?
Stand back.
Well, I mean, Outer Heaven was an island, right? Wasn't it?
Oh, fuck it. Freaking A. Come here.
So, I didn't agree with the way they did this. They being the characters, not the game developers.
Oh no, Zanzibar
Watch your
is
step as you're going out.
actually
There's gonna be a little.
2 islands off of Tanzania.
Okay.
I thought it was on land. I knew it was like the ocean. Yeah, I guess it is.
So but what bothers me about this is someone should be holding that plank.
Yeah, that's not
Is that
safe.
everything you hoped for?
Like, especially not
Jury's
safe.
still out. But man,
Yeah, someone should be holding
Change
that
that
plank
idea.
in place while the other people cross.
come on, this way.
He looks at his watch.
Let's pick it up.
Yep.
I like the music in this game a lot. It's got like this, like
It's all
haunting-
twangy.
Yeah, it's
Stay
got kind of a
focused.
haunting quality.
Yes,
to it.
ma'am.
Yeah, because it's all twangy. But yeah, it was from about this point forward that I was guessing what that major plot point was.
Yeah.
It's right around this corner. Come on.
Let's keep moving, kid.
Which, yeah, I think it's about to be revealed. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Or soon, anyway.
Yeah. Here in a minute.
I don't remember if there's a set piece between here
No,
and there.
I don't think so. I think it's you get into the Capitol building and
Well,
there it is.
yeah.
Pretty sure.
Look at this.
There's a Firefly logo on his arm.
So, something kind of bothers me
Get there and they're all
when
dead.
watching Let's
They
Players
won't be. But how do you
online is,
Just do
like, any game that has, like, one revolver,
Look, it's gonna be fine.
people refer to the revolver as the Magnum. And I think it's because of Counter-Strike.
Because that's the only revolver in it.
I think so.
Because what you're holding is not.
Decidedly not a Magnum.
No.
It's a 38 special.
Yeah. Snub nose revolver.
I mean, there are snub-nosed 38 Magnum, or 357 Magnums. But, yeah, it's not that. You'd be, like, cutting people in half with the damn thing, dude. But, like, I was watching one of the main Let's Player I watch for,
How old is that paint?
Battlegrounds, PUBG.
There we go.
He always refers to the revolver and that as a Magnum, which in
Home
that
stretch, Tess.
it's actually this it's a revolver designed by Nagant, who's one half of the design team who designed the Mosin Nagant rifle.
Oh,
He's a
yeah.
Russian guy
Yeah.
from the turn of the century, or lived around the turn of the century, and it fires like a 7. It's a.
Just so it's out there, I can't swim.
I mean, it's
Okay,
a.
looks like it's shallow on the right side. Follow me.
It's a non-necked round.
I'm
It's
glad
about.
Marlene hired you guys.
What do you mean?
See, I mean, it's this long, and I'm showing you, but it's about the length of a 38 special.
Trying to
Yeah.
save things.
It's not a Magnum. It's actually a little underpowered for most rounds that size. What's interesting, though, is when you pull the trigger on that, the cylinder moves forward and locks into place with the barrel, so you don't get any cylinder flash.
Really?
Well, yeah, which means you can suppress it. Which is probably the reason why it was picked for that game, I'm guessing. Because they wanted it to be able to be suppressed with the generic pistol suppressor
Yeah.
that's in that.
I hope for the second
jams a
game,
lot.
since
No, no,
you're, as far as we know, where you're playing as Ellie throughout the game.
What happens now?
I hope at some point Joel taught her to swim.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah, and what I was getting at, though, is that guy calls that revolver
Maybe
the Magnum,
they,
and it's like,
Maybe
It's
they
not.
it's not a
something
Magnum,
to tell us
dude.
where they were going.
Yeah, for some reason people think Magnum's just
Are we
a
gonna
catch-all
taste
for
As far as it needs to
revolvers
go.
or
or
something.
for big revolver.
Where was this lab of theirs?
But not even,
Oh, she never said.
Not
She
even all
only
Magnum rounds are
mentioned
necessarily
that it was someplace out
for-
west.
What are we doing here?
like,
This
not
is
even
not
every
us.
Magnum chambered
You know
gun
about
is
us.
necessarily for a
Not me.
revolver.
I know that you are smarter than
There's
this.
Desert Eagles chambered
Really?
in 44 Magnum.
Guess what? We're shitty people, Joel. It's been that way for a long
No,
time.
we are survivors.
This is our chance.
It is over, Tess!
Now we tried. Let's just go home.
I'm not going anywhere. This is my last stop.
What?
So I'm thinking she was bit, like when Joel had to come in and
Our
like
luck had to
save her
run
from that
out sooner or
guy.
later.
Yeah,
I think that was the
No,
point.
don't!
probably.
Don't touch me.
Holy shit. She's infected.
I like how Ellie figured that out way before Joel did.
I think Joel like would refuse to believe such a
Show
thing
it to
until it's told to him, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
Christ.
Like he wouldn't like allow himself to believe such a
Oops.
thing.
Right? Give me your arm. This was 3 weeks.
Says
I was
sure.
bitten an hour ago, and it's already worse. This is fucking real, Joel. You've got to get this girl to Tommy's. He used to run with this crew. He'll know where to go.
No, that was your crusade. I am not doing that.
Yes, you are. Look. There's enough here that you have to feel some sort of obligation to me, so you get her to Tommy's. They're here.
Damn it.
I can buy you some time, but you have to run.
You want us to just leave you here?
Yes.
There's no way that...
I will not turn into one of those things. Come on. Make this easy for me.
Joel's
No,
pretty
just
spry for a
go.
guy in his 50s.
Yeah.
I'd say. I think
Let's fucking go.
he should have done more to like have him like bitch about like aches and pains that he's. You know.
I didn't mean for this.
I mean, yeah, I'm in my 20s and I already bitch about aches and pains in my joints and stuff.
I don't.
I'm also really out of shape.
I'm more out of shape and I don't bitch about. I don't have aches and pains in places. If I sit in an uncomfortable chair for a while, my lower back does. But
I think... Oh, wait,
oh,
no.
you kept going for a while.
Yeah, I did keep going for a while. Wow. Alright.
This is where you paused to go take a leak or something?
I think so.
It's just sitting there.
I think so. Oh, I know what happened. Yeah, I had to go do something.
So
At
maybe
this
cut
point.
this down.
Yeah. Oh, just bumped the mic.
Some aqua cola there.
Yeah, get me some aqua cola.
It says it's made by Coca-Cola. That's fitting.
Yep. Alright, apparently I got back from whatever I was doing. I must have been looking at like what unlocks there was or something. Render mode select. Could you like play the game in wireframe?
I
Like
think
in the
you
late
can-
90s?
I don't know. I think you can play it in sepia tone.
Like, remember in like the late 90s, every game had a code that... Every 3D game had a code that changed it to wireframe mode
Yeah.
for some reason. Like, and then on the N64, every game had a code that activated big head mode.
I can't believe we
Yeah.
did that.
Stop.
We just left her to die.
Stop. Stay close to me. We have to move.
Oh, man.
Oh man. Oh jeez, oh man.
Oh, jeez. Oh. I'll just get shot at gives me case.
We'll go upstairs. Probably get out from there.
So that was funny in the
Keep pushing forward.
the commentary for Logan
Uh-huh.
when he's like people have like were telling him like, oh, you should make a Last of Us movie, and it's like apparently I already did.
Yeah. He's talking about going and playing it because everyone kept telling him to go look at it or whatever.
Yeah, well, he was in the middle of making Logan, and everyone was like, hey, you know what you should do is you should play The Last of Us. And he didn't have a PlayStation, I guess. He said he was an Xbox guy, but he bought a PlayStation 4 and got The Last of Us remastered and played that.
Right.
And he was like, oh, wow, so Joel looks a lot like Logan in my movie.
Yeah, he does. It's the haircut and the
And the beard.
The beard, yeah.
And just the world-weary, weathered look.
What do we do? Joel?
I got
he's
this.
holding that rifle real awkwardly.
Let's go check the hall. You, go check over there.
Not Christmas? I said check the... Oh. Sorry. You mumble a little.
Hey, Jacob.
Stay with me. Come on.
Jacob mumbles.
Yeah.
Come on, asshole. One false move.
So I found that you face off against humans at least as much as infected in this game.
Yeah, that's been my experience.
And they kind of frog leap. You know, you'll do like an area with humans and an area with infected.
Areas with humans are a lot less stressful than areas with clickers.
I don't know why humans have guns.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I mean, they're always like lit differently and have a different air about them.
Yeah, they're not as creepy. Usually.
Yeah.
Except there's a particularly creepy bunch of humans later in the game.
Well, I'd imagine that like you can't have a game like this without having some kind of cult or something in it at some point.
Yeah, there's some really shitty people in this game.
Well, I mean, that's a staple of post-apocalyptic games.
Right.
Or post-apocalyptic anything. You have really shitty people.
I was,
I mean, that's kind of the point. Is in a lot of these games, or in a lot of these stories, post-apocalyptic stories, it's as much about shitty people as it is about whatever event it was that caused the apocalypse.
Yeah. I was looking through
Joel, how are we gonna get out of here?
on IMDb yesterday
Through that hole.
some
Stay down. I don't know how many more there
duct
are.
tape. It was a slideshow of pictures from Comic-Con, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And they had the actor plays Rick Grimes posing with the actor who played I don't know the characters. I stopped watching the show a long time ago, but the guy with the baseball bat.
Uh-huh.
Posing together.
Negan.
Yeah.
The only reason I know that is because we sell the Walking Dead miniatures game at work. And that's one of the figures they made.
But they were posing, and he had the bat.
Nice.
And anyway, I was like, man, that guy has gone gray.
Yeah.
Plays Rick. Like he's had a beard, and it was almost all gray. His name's something Lincoln, I think. I can't remember.
Yeah, this is the part where I found out I'm not really good at this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if you're like unarmed, they'll like
Stay down. I don't know how
try to melee you, but as soon as you whip out a gun, they'll start shooting you or something.
I don't know. I just realized that couch is not textured that well on the backside.
You're not meant to look at the backside of a couch. Yeah, like that torn cloth where it's like folded over.
Yeah,
it's just flat.
Like, I'd never noticed that playing through.
Well, you're not usually paying attention to that sort of thing when you're actually playing.
I mean, the carpet looks pretty good.
Hold your positions.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do something pretty great here. Around this couch.
I've done this before, too. Where you go around something like that.
What's funny is there's another guy in the room that didn't notice me do that, too. But the problem is this guy in the hallway.
Shit.
Face stomp.
And it so bothers me that I can't pick up ammo and guns from these people, man.
Yeah, I know. It's like they fired their last shot at you just now. Like,
It's always arm injuries, man.
yeah, well, if it was anywhere else, you'd expect to be dead, right?
I suppose.
That's the worst. Like, if your gun is not loaded.
What's funny is I was whipping it out to reload before I realized that guy was there. I love the feeling of reloading in battle.
I think when I played through this, I managed to sneak past most of them and run out of there because I was like, I'm not gonna survive a firefight very long with these guys.
Yeah, I wasted a ton of resources dealing with these guys. And these guys in this last room up here too, like, I don't know what it was, I just couldn't figure out how to get past them.
You know what I hate in pops up in RPGs talking about resources is bosses that you're supposed to lose fights to,
Yeah.
but you don't know that and you waste a bunch of resources trying to survive a fight.
Yep.
And then when you die, it's not game over because you're supposed to lose.
And you're like, well, screw it. I'm going to reload my save before the boss fight
Yeah.
and not waste any of those resources.
It's just really annoying.
What about boss fights that you can lose? Like, if you lose, it's not game over, but that it is possible to win.
Well, that's a little different, I guess.
Like the Chocobo Eater in Final Fantasy X.
Yeah.
You can get some items if you
Come on, make one false move.
Alright,
beat the Chocobo Eater, and you
Yeah.
get to ride the Chocobo on the Mian High Road. Now that area had a twangy soundtrack,
Yeah.
as I recall.
It's that same couch. We're in the same place.
Yep.
Man, someone is very specifically destroying couches.
Yeah, there's another one.
Someone out there is being very specific with how they destroy couches.
The Couch Bandit.
Mm-hmm. Strikes again.
I was trying to figure out the pattern here, to figure out where the gap was.
Mm-hmm. It's a good thing that Joel has this preternatural spider sense.
Yeah, I had read that in the
Wow,
Avengers
intact books.
in the Avengers Infinity War trailer they showed at D23 the other day,
Uh-huh.
that there's a scene where Peter Parker's on like a city bus and he looks at his arm and all his arm hair starts standing up. And you're like,
Oh, that's
ooh,
his spider
is it his Spidey sense?
That's cool.
That is a giant frame revolver, dude.
It is. That shouldn't go anywhere when you pull the trigger.
Yeah.
It should just stay on target.
I mean, it's like a big ol' Smith & Wesson monstrosity. Like those big police guns that they made in the 80s.
Yeah.
They're just cumbersome and awkward, man. Like, I would take literally, like, any other 38 revolver over that.
Man, too fucking close.
You want to shut up?
Seriously. Bad guys don't apparently hear her either, so...
Yeah.
I think she's really, like, she's a ghost and you're seeing her.
Oh, what if
You're
that
the
was
only
the
one.
reveal at the end of 2?
The fuck is this rat?
I saw a fan theory that from that trailer that Joel is dead and Ellie's just hallucinating and like seeing him because you never see his face.
Huh.
And she just like sits there, plays the guitar, and he comes in, and yeah. So it's it was like more to it than that, but I would risk spoiling things from this game,
Right.
by going into depth on that theory. But it was actually a very well presented and plausible theory. That and that could have been like her revenge. Because, we know she's seeking revenge against Fireflies based on the trailer.
Yep.
And it could have been that they killed Joel.
Close one.
Yeah.
So it actually made a lot of sense. I was like, I would not actually be surprised if that was what was going on.
Yep.
But again, I'd be equally as unsurprised if it's not. So it wasn't a bad theory. That's basically what I'm saying. I just feel a lot worse throwing Molotovs like dude at like uninfected.
Yeah. Ellie is apparently not okay with that either.
No, I mean when you like perform particularly brutal kills,
I see it.
Oh, man.
that's Ellie's reaction.
Holy shit, Joel. Toasty.
He's apparently also a painting bandit who destroys paintings in the same manner. Or is it the Beast? He's coming in ripping up paintings.
Yeah.
There's stairs over there.
Stay low.
Gotta pick up stuff.
Always time to pick up stuff.
Especially when I'm pretty sure they're not actually chasing us.
No, they're just firing into the...
Yep. So I get that she doesn't, like... She doesn't have to worry about being infected by the spores.
Mm-hmm.
But I would still want a gas mask.
Yeah, it would be hard to breathe.
Yeah.
Can't be good for your respiratory system.
Yeah.
No, the place is empty. Search the area. Let's find them and get the hell out of here.
You
before the
searched the
clickers show
area.
up.
Who put you in charge, Carl?
Yeah. Well, one of the things in that that theory was based around that although the cordyceps don't affect Ellie, they're still growing in her head. And having a mass growing in your brain causes hallucinations.
Yeah.
So that was like one argument for why that Joel walking in the room and saying, "You really gonna do this, kid?" or whatever.
Yeah.
Could have been hallucination.
Interesting theory. I mean, like, that would be so totally, like... I mean, that reveal to fans would be just...
That'd probably piss a lot of fans off.
Where are you?
Probably would.
Damn it.
But I mean, that's like... That reveal, that event happening, it would be like on the scale of Eris dying in 7.
Yeah.
Jeez.
These poor bastards that are like... What's really creepy is when you see them, there's like still a face in the
Yeah.
mound. You're like, oh, gross.
So ultimately, will a person die and become this mound of fungal flesh?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's just nasty. Alright. I think right in here somewhere is where I stopped.
Yeah, you stop like pretty soon, according to that bar. There we
Yep,
go.
right there.
Yep. There's the end.
Alright, well, cool. We'll have to record over the next one as well, because like I said, the audio on that was
No
also
good.
non-existent. For the microphone audio was non-existent, so...
Less than no good.
But yeah, so be on the lookout for the next one, and I'm going to switch over to I think we're going to switch over to streaming them and then posting them once they're streamed, not as our Sunday stream, but just as a whenever we have time stream.
Mm-hmm.
So Until the next episode, thanks for watching.